In the Marvel Universe, death may be a revolving door for superhumans, but for the average person, it's a finality that can arrive at any time. When you have heartless criminals who will hurt anyone for money, mad scientists who only see their victims as fresh experiments, and Henry Peter Gyrich working in the government, events like the Stamford incident are merely a firecracker compared to the hand grenade of other mass death events that have occurred. It is these other events that I want to examine on this Lesser Evil special, Worse Than Stamford 2. Ames was a city in Iowa that was shown in X-Force number 12 from 2008. On this day, the Friends of Humanity, an anti-mutant hate movement whose members have been a reoccurring threat to the X-Men for years, were holding a rally to protest mutants. As the speaker of the rally declares the political platform of their recently resurrected leader, Graydon Creed, a disturbance in the crowd draws the host's attention. The disturbance is revealed to be an approaching pink mist. The people the mist touches begin dropping to the ground dead, the cloud erasing their memories, even their body's memory of how to breathe. The source of the mist turns out to be the mutant known as Beautiful Dreamer, a member of the Morlocks whose power was normally minor. Unbeknownst to the public, Beautiful Dreamer had been injected with a mutated version of the Legacy virus, where the original Legacy virus caused infected mutants to slowly lose control of their powers before dying. This new variant causes much more rapid breakdown and more explosive results. Beautiful Dreamer begs for help as her powers overload, unleashing her mutant gifts on the unfortunate crowd around her. The Dreamer's cloud would kill 1,100 people, equating to 1.7 Stamfords. In the aftermath of the hate group's attack, the current X-Force works to stop more mutants from being turned into living bombs, but fail to stop the Friends of Humanity from infecting another mutant, whose powers would overload in a second crowd of protesters, killing hundreds more Friends supporters and allowing them to blame mutants. The town of Spalding in Georgia would suffer an even greater level of devastation. As shown in the pages of Miss Marvel, issues 1 through 3 from 2006, the dangerous parasitical insectoid race called the Brood are fighting for their lives against something that is hunting them. This being, called Crew, rips its way through the Brood ship and causes the aliens to evacuate to the planet below. The escape pods find their way to Spalding, crash landing across the town. Miss Marvel arrives to investigate one of the crashed objects, but a stray laser blast manages to stun her, and when she finally regains her senses, the hero discovers the town under assault by the landing Brood. Miss Marvel immediately begins ripping into the alien predators, remembering from her past experiences in space how dangerous the Brood could be. The Brood manage to swarm Miss Marvel with their vastly superior numbers, until the alien Crew arrives and eradicates the Brood attacking her. The creature uses its alien tech to look into Miss Marvel's mind and finds the knowledge she has on a particular mineral being held in the nearby McCord military base. Crew would proceed there immediately, ripping its way through the base's defenses with ease, and locates the very special mineral it is storing. The interaction between the mineral and Crew releases a blinding flash of light before launching it into space. While Miss Marvel and Crew chase the mineral into the atmosphere, the release of the mineral's energy travels across the ground toward the town. The devastated surviving citizens of Spalding, having already lost several hundred of their friends and family, watch in terror as the explosive wave sweeps over them. When Miss Marvel returns planetside to catch her breath, she discovers the crater where the town of Spalding used to be. The entire population is lost, a total of 3,791 people. That equates to 6.2 Stamfords. Little is known about the aftermath of Spalding's devastation, except for the media hounding Miss Marvel about her involvement in the destruction. Middletown, Arizona was an economically dying town as shown in Incredible Hulk issue 345 from 1988. The city was chosen by the supervillain called the Leader, the Hulk's longtime super-intelligent arch-villain, as a testing ground for his next terrible plan. This started with the Leader manipulating the media to keep the citizens unaware of his machinations, before paying locals to bury a group of force field generators in a circle surrounding the entire city. Finally, the Leader sets up and primes a group of gamma bombs that he had recently stolen from a nearby military base, the same kind of bombs that turned Bruce Banner into the Hulk. The Hulk eventually locates the bombs in the center of the city, and, after a brutal battle with the Leader's minions, is seriously injured and left alone to crawl to the bomb that would detonate in 2 hours' time. The Leader, looking to spite the Hulk on the brink of his success, activates the force field generators hidden around the city, creating a dome preventing anyone from entering or leaving Middletown. Then the leader detonates the bomb right in the Hulk's face. When the gamma bombs detonate, the explosion stays inside of the force field. Onlookers are locked outside of the shield and are forced to watch the people inside be consumed by the radiation cloud. The bomb ends up killing 4,912 people. That's just over 8 Stamfords. In the aftermath of the gamma attack on the city, the leader would collect the 5 survivors of the bomb's blast and form them into a group called the Riot Squad that he would use to fight the Hulk a few times. In this case, something rare eventually happens, and the leader ends up going on trial for this terrorist act. He would hire the law firm that employs Jennifer Walters, better known to the world as the sensational She-Hulk, to represent him in his defense of his attacks on Middletown. The super-intelligent villain chooses wisely, as he is found not guilty. The disaster that befell Cooperstown, Alaska didn't have as high a death toll, but in my opinion was even more tragic in its ruthlessness. First shown in Messiah Complex No. 1 from 2015, Cooperstown would be the birthplace of the first mutant baby born since the Scarlet Witch's reality warping to erase the mutant gene from almost every mutant on the planet. This baby becomes the target of several different factions and the focal point of the entire Messiah Complex event. The first group to involve themselves are the anti-mutant purifiers, who have a long history of killing mutants. The group arrives in town looking to kill the newborn mutant, and begin mercilessly attacking the citizens of the town, killing any children they see below the age of 5, and adults that are unlucky enough to get in their way. At the town's hospital, the purifiers bring flamethrowers and begin incinerating the infants in the maternity ward. They are stopped by the mutant time traveler known as Cable, who sought to protect the newborn for what she will do in the future. Cable would escape the purifiers with the newborn when the group faces greater opposition from the arriving marauders. The conflict between the two groups further destroys the town and leads to the deaths of 2 marauders and many more purifiers. The X-Men would later arrive to witness the aftermath and wade through the carnage wrought by the battles. Altogether, 266 people lost their lives in the attack, most of these being young children of the town. Years later, the newborn would return from the future where she grew up to visit Cooperstown and the graves of those killed that night, including that of the mother she never got to meet. Funerals for the heroes who have died are all too common in the Marvel Universe, but rarely do the citizens who die in those same conflicts get their moment to be remembered and appreciated. But I hope this video helps you look at those nameless background citizens and remember that without them, the heroes that we love to read would likely just be sitting around and playing cards in funny outfits. Fuck, I love comics.